Hey class, it's Miss Springer here, or Miss Armstrong, whichever you call me. And I just wanted to do a little intro video as to how classes are going to work from now on moving forward digitally for however long we're out of school. And so if you're third period and you're watching this, every Monday at 11 a.m. I'm going to hold a 20-minute live Zoom call. If you're fifth period, if you're watching this, every Monday at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to hold a live Zoom call. And the whole point of this is for us to connect as a class, for us to see the work that we've each been creating, and for me to deliver the content that you're going to be doing for the rest of the week. So from a teacher's perspective, the way that we've been told to do things is that we are allowed 40 minutes with you guys a week. So I'm going to break that down into 20 minutes of a Zoom call and 20 minutes of you actually working on your assignment. Now in art, that's not a ton of time, and so our class is going to shift from more detailed projects to a little bit more creative problem solving and just small things to get you to be in a space where you're hands-on. I'm going to try to keep it fun, light, and not stressful. And my whole point is not to catch you or give you a bad grade if you don't turn something in exactly, but my whole point is really to continue delivering you some kind of art education instruction. So we're going to try to keep it light, fun, simple. And I really do want to see you guys on the Zoom call every week if you were at all able to be on. If not, then you are going to have to watch the recording. So a few different standards when you hop on Zoom. The first is going to be that you mute your line. That just allows me to be able to talk without the camera hopping around to different places. And it also allows just minimizing background noises. If I call on you, if I ask your opinion, if it's your turn to speak, then you can always push the space bar to unmute your line really quickly, or you can just push unmute. Another standard is that I want your video to be on and to see your faces. With Zoom, you have the ability to turn the video on and off. So that way I can see you or not. But if you have it off, then I just see a picture or a name, and it's really awkward for me to just talk to a picture or a name. So I want to see your faces. It's the only time I'm going to get to see your faces for the entire week, for the rest of the time this goes on. And so make sure that you have your camera on. The next thing is to make sure that you're professional and just be normal a little bit. Like, you don't need to wear a unicorn onesie to class, just like I am showing up not in my pajamas. I expect you to show up in a presentable way. Doesn't mean you need to wear a suit, just like show up as a normal human. If you have questions during when I'm presenting, if you have a comment that's related to something that I'm talking about that's relevant, then you can always comment in the chats. And that just allows me to see if you have questions throughout that I can answer them during, or I can answer them after I'm finished presenting. And so the way that I'm going to structure these classes is due dates are going to be on Fridays. We're going to upload to Google Classroom, and I'll talk about that in a second. But every Monday, whenever we have class, the first 10 minutes of that class is going to be me taking your assignments and putting them up so that we can see what each other has created in response to that prompt. One of the things that I love about teaching art is that it gives you the ability to walk around and see what everybody's doing and get creative, like, inspiration from other people in your class. And so I want to maintain that, and I want to talk about how everybody is responding to whatever the assignment is. The next 10 minutes of the class are going to be me giving you some kind of instruction, whether it be a document camera demonstration or a slideshow. It's going to be me giving you instruction for whatever your next assignment is. I'm going to keep the Zoom chat open for the last 10 minutes. You don't have to stay on, but I'm always going to keep that open for Q&As or just if you want to chat. So that's kind of the structure of how this is going to work. We're going to continue turning work in on Google Classroom, but I want to take a minute and share my screen here. So I went ahead and joined a Google Classroom because I wanted to see what it looks like from y'all's perspective. And I wanted to go over where a few things are. And so on the stream is where I'm going to be posting any kind of announcements. And so if I do a slideshow in class and I'll post it here. If I just want to be like, hey, reminder for the Zoom call, I'll post it here. classwork is going to be where your actual assignments are. And so right now, whenever you finish your AMI assignment, and again, please try to have this in by Friday, you're going to click the AMI assignment, view assignment. Google Classroom also has an app, so if you have a smartphone, you can download the app, and you're going to push add or create. That's how you upload work. And so you can click Google Drive if you have a photo saved in your Google Drive of your work, or you can click File to upload it, okay? And so if you have a cell phone, for example, I would recommend downloading Google Drive so that you can just put your picture in Google Drive, and then you can access it from your Chromebook and then upload it, or you could do that directly from the app. Or you could email it to yourself, save it to a computer, upload it with a file, however it works for you. But I want to make sure that people are uploading those things to Google Classroom, because if some people are trying to get in on Google Classroom and some people are emailing it to me, it gets really confusing as a teacher. Then I can also give you comments, grades, and everything on that Google Classroom. When you turn in work, I want you to ensure that you're trying to get it a good picture of it. And so that means that maybe you need a space that's well lit in your house next to a window, and you can take a well lit picture there. But make sure that I can clearly see your artwork. Next week, I'm also going to introduce a video sharing platform so I can see you guys' work as it progresses, so it isn't as big of a pain as turning it in, but I'll discuss that a little bit later. So how can you communicate with me? Google Classroom is great. So if I post something and you have a question or a comment about it, you can answer in the comments below. If you are not on my Remind 101, I definitely recommend you get on it, because I'm going to be sending out reminders on there, just of, hey, like, classes at this time, don't forget, or hey, don't forget to turn in your AMI work. If you don't have that remind, then go to Google Classroom, go in this stream, and I have posted the code and the link to my Remind 101. Then another way that you can contact me is through email. So I want to talk really quickly about office hours, because some people, they'll email me at like 11 o'clock at night, and then they're offended if I don't get back to them by 7 a.m. And I want you to know that my office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., just like we were at school. That doesn't mean you can't contact me outside of that time. It doesn't mean that I will never answer outside of that time, but those are the times in which you can definitely expect for me to be on point, right in my email, available for questions, okay? And so a few different other things. Any assignments that we were working on at school are null and void right now. They're at school. You probably don't have the materials to work on them at home. And our current assignment is just that surrealism meshing of subject matters, right? And so just to remember, breaking that down, it's due this Friday, but you're going to pick a couple things. You're going to try to draw them and morph them together, and then you're going to add shading of some sort. With all of our projects, that's probably the most complicated project you're going to have throughout this whole digital teaching time, because from now on, it's only 20 minutes that you're going to be working on something a week, right? And so my assumption is that all you have at home is paper and a pencil, and just things that are around your house. And so it's not going to require a ton of materials. It's not going to require a ton of physical time, but I still do need you to understand that you do need to turn in your work, and you do need to put in effort, okay? And this Zoom thing, this digital teaching thing, it's going to be all about taking messy action, and it's going to be imperfect. It's going to be awkward at first, but we are going to get through it. And I want you all to know that you can contact me, of course, about your classwork, but also just if you need anything. And so I think that that's pretty much all I have for you today. I hope that you really enjoyed your spring break and you're enjoying some time at home with your families and staying safe and healthy. And I really miss having you guys in class. So have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll see you next Monday.